All right, I think I'm live now. Still playing the music. Got a couple seconds left. Yeah. So this is a weird game that. No, it's not a weird game. It doesn't really fit what we're doing. That's all right. Oh, look, we're already all set. All right. Hey, I think we're live. Am I unmuted? Yep. Yeah. Looks like all the things are thinging. Oh no. All right. Yeah, hypotheticals. Well, that's great. So here's the deal with the odd question, the odd poll. I can end the poll now. What one? Dreams won. So we'll do dreams first. How do I end a poll? Oh, there's a little button. End poll. Okay, cool. Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in. If something's not working right, let me know. This was kind of a quick, like we just got home and I got things going. So I think we're good though. I checked the box to stream to Twitter, but I don't think that is a thing anymore. I don't think you can stream to Twitter now. I mean, we only did that once before, and it didn't seem like a thing that was. Oh no, we're streaming to Twitter. Huh, 2 people on Twitter watching too. Hi, Twitter people. Yeah, I didn't know that you could still do that. I assumed it was part of the API problem or access thing or whatever. Anyway, welcome to, what do we call this? This is a Sunday live stream. Not doing anything in particular, but my wife, you may know my wife works at a bookstore, and so this is a card game that it isn't out yet. This is pre-release. They get pre-release books a lot, like advanced reader copies. Anyway, the store got this, and she said, "Oh yeah, I'll review it." But if you look, it's an RPG campfire card deck for like role-playing games. Like it's a way for a role-playing group to get to know each other better. And I don't do role-playing games. My daughter does. I'll probably send the cards with her group if they want to do it. But anyway, there's all these different topics in here. Actually, I don't know if I can do this with a. Do we have a full screen? Oh no, I could do the mobile cam with my phone. All right, sorry. Let me put this back. I was gonna try to take the USB camera off my Wacom tablet. In fact, I did. But let's do lyrics. We'll do this first. Now, I don't remember if we set this up to go over top of the. It does. All right, I probably have double audio now. Oh, it does. All right, I probably have double audio now. All right, probably single audio. Oh, I didn't want it to point at my face. Well, there's my face, everyone. Hi, Sean's face. How do I switch it? Does that switch it? No, that takes a screenshot. How do I switch cameras? I don't want this camera. Maybe I can't. Oh, there's a button over here. All right. Can you hear me? Am I making noise at least? I don't know. Am I making noise? Check. Yeah, okay, I think noise is coming out. So yeah, it comes with these different topics, and like supposedly just like select and like the different groups like talks about it. I left this one out because it's just me sitting here, so that didn't seem to make sense. So I'll just pick one of these, and this is going to be if you think that it would be fun playing our RPGs like with your D&D group. So what was the first one that we did? Was it Dreams? Oh man, I'm so bad at this. I don't even remember. I think Dreams won. So take the first one. I guess ideally like you would draw this and then talk to the people in your group. If you could move into your dream home today, what would it be like? My dream home. All right. I think my dream home would be, honestly, okay, dream home, it's going to have a garage, an attached garage, like probably a 3-car garage with tools to work on vehicles and maybe some woodworking. So it's kind of a decent garage. And then also if it's dream house, a pool, like an outdoor pool, but like with a glass enclosure so I can stay in Michigan and like still swim in the wintertime. So yeah, that's my dream home. That's how about you guys? Looks like Dwayne, dream home, tiny home, in the mountains of North Carolina. I could. I mean, I could get behind that. I yeah. I don't know. I don't want to. The thing about a really big house is that it ends up filling with stuff, and then you got too much stuff. We already have too much stuff. You've seen my office. So anyway, I guess that's the share your dreams, and then like I guess the next person would go. Sean, how about you go? It's your turn. Why don't you do hypotheticals? All right. If you became an evil overlord, if I became, what if I already am? Okay. If you became an evil overlord, what would your villainous plan be? My villainous plan. I am not good at being a villain, I don't think. It'd probably be like if I had to be an evil overlord, I don't know. What would my villainous plan be? Could it be I'm going to say it's going to be like a Robin Hood thing, right? Like eat the billionaires. Oh, there's other questions too. How would I dress? I would dress in something like I'm dressing now. I have like one style of t-shirt in several colors, and it's always the same. I mean, if you see my videos, I'm always wearing, in the past couple of years, the same shirt. It's this tri-blend material. There's no tag to be itchy in the back. It is soft and stretchy. I love it. And I have it in, like I said, multiple colors. I have two of each color. So I have like pink and orange and green and dark green and all those different colors you see me wear. I have two of each in this style shirt. And what would my stronghold be like? I would have, my stronghold would be, I would have like dehydrated food that could last for like 20 years somewhere. And there would be solar panels everywhere, lots of batteries I would be totally off grid because I don't trust anybody. And so I would have to be totally self-sufficient. Maybe I am a natural villain. Ben says I'm a natural villain. So, and Ben is my friend. I mean, no, Ben's a friend of mine who actually does play D&D. So this, I don't know if you caught this, Ben, but this is a game that my wife agreed to review. And neither of us play role-playing games. So you're supposed to like get to learn your team better. So we did, let's see, dreams, hypotheticals, my world. So this is my world. My world is category. What monster would you love to keep as an unconventional pet? What monster? I don't know, man. I think humans are the real monsters. What monster? Wyvern, that's a good one. I was going to go with dragon. But then it's just my granddaughter lives with me because, I call my granddaughter Dragon. I just saw Eric, a cape, no capes. What's the Edna Munt? What's her name? Edna, the outfit designer, no capes. I wouldn't wear a cape. I'd get stuck on everything. It'd get stuck everywhere. Probably a dragon. A wyvern is cool. A wyvern's like a fancy dragon, isn't it? A wyvern, all dragon, less mess. Smaller mess? All right. I guess I could see that. But so are all tiny dragons wyverns? I don't think that's true. I think you can have a tiny dragon. I mean, look at the Mushu, right? Lizard. He doesn't do that tongue thing. Ugh. Yeah, Mushu is a tiny dragon. So I could have a tiny dragon. Yes, exactly, from The Incredibles. So we did dreams, my world, hypotheticals, my present. So this is like in my present. This is one of the categories. We're going to do just one from every category. And then we've officially reviewed it, and you have to let me know if you think it would be fun. What do you consider your most useless talent to be? Wow, it's going to be hard to be not self-deprecating here. My most useless talent. What can I do? Oh, wow. I'm trying to think like stupid human tricks that I can do. I can make balloon animals. Not terribly good ones, but I can make balloon animals. And that has not gotten me a whole lot other than requests to volunteer to make balloon animals. I guess maybe that's it. That's my most useless talent. What else? I can't do it. I can play harmonica. Okay. there's a video of me when I worked at CBT Nuggets, and I played harmonica in our little band. Yeah. So those are my two things. What makes you think it's useless? It's lack of usability, usefulness. That's the thing. Procrastination, knowing trivia about rock bands. I mean, that's, depending on what bar you're at, what night, trivia about rock bands might win you a trivia prize. Just saying. All right, this category is my past. Now, this could be a touchy subject because you may or may not know in 1999 I had a car accident. I don't remember anything before March of 1999. So if this question has to do about, my youth, I'm not going to be able, I could make something up. How did you learn your most valuable skill? That implies that I have valuable skills. What is my most valuable skill? My most well-rehearsed skill might be cleaning up dog pee with our incontinent elderly dog now. I don't know that is my most valuable skill. I don't know, Linux, probably. I guess that's the answer. Linux guy. Who taught it to me? Me. Because I couldn't afford anything else. And why is this skill so important? Because it pays the mortgage. That is the reason that it is a valuable skill. I don't know if it's my most impressive skill. I mean, you should hear me play harmonica. The other category is my companions. So maybe it'll be y'all. Let's see just as an example. Among your companions, who would you prefer to marry? My wife. Now, I get this is like for a D&D group. I don't know if there's a name for your D&D campaign people. Is there a name for that? Like your group? There must be your party. Your party? Ben, I'm right here. Share a bed with for one night. It's possible I did share. I don't think I've ever shared a bed with Ben. We've been at several like work events together. I don't think we ever like passed out at the same place before. It's possible. Who would I prefer to betray? I mean, Ben. So I guess it is Ben. Ben is all of them. Ben Finkel right there. All of the things. So, there's like a get out of jail free card. So, and when you're playing with your group of D&D friends, and you don't want to answer a particular question, like, did you ever share a bed with him? You can like tap the X card and it says the X card, when you're setting up the game, put it in the middle. If a question comes up and they don't want to answer it, they can just tap it and then they get to draw another one. So it's basically a mulligan. You can do over apparently as many times. I don't know why you need a card for that. You can just say, I'm not going to answer this question because you are just my role-playing game friends and you don't need to know about my childhood. I don't know. But hey, that's cool. That's a card. There's like this many. I'm not going to count. There's this many cards in each category. Who in the group do you think will live the longest? Likely to die the soonest? And why? What makes this party unique? How does it compare to other groups that you've been a part of? Who among your companions do you wish would teach you a skill, and what skill? So yeah, I guess they're cool. For anybody who has done D&D parties, D&D campaigns with a party of people, a party of pretty punctual people. I don't know, people. If you don't know them well, would this game be something that might facilitate either fun or getting to know somebody or an icebreaker in new things? Or is it just something like you're not going to play D&D unless you know the people anyway? So I'm curious, what do you think? Should we give the review a positive, a negative? Should I just give it to my daughter and have her try it with her D&D group? Anyway, that's the thing. It's not sponsored or anything. My wife just brought it home and I said I would play it with the live stream. So anyway, campaign. Yeah, that campaign. And then is it your party? I think it's your party. Like your party has discovered a wyvern. It might be a good icebreaker for Spurlock. Okay, cool. I've never played D&D before either, which is weird. I know Ben has. I know that my daughter does regularly. Like, what is today? Today is Sunday. I think she plays on like every other Thursday or something. So, I mean, she definitely has played before. Yeah, I don't know. I never had the opportunity to play. I bought all the books because I was like, we're going to try to do it as a family, but nobody really had experience, and it only made sense for me to be the DM. But see, the parties are the characters in game. Not sure what the people playing them are. The table, maybe? All right. Yeah, I don't know. There must be a name for your, group, players, friends. I mean, friends is a strong title for them. So probably not friends. Potential friends. So a party are the characters. All right. Oh, whoa. Okay, I just had a thought. What if? Okay. I'm going to read the back because I just had like an epiphany about this. Maybe this is to help flesh out the characters in the party, like to give the characters more backstory. So like you're making crap up about, like I'm a level 5 halfling because hobbits were copyrighted. Whether you're traveling by day or night, feasting at the local tavern, or in fact saving the world, your adventuring party does a lot together. But how well do you know your allies? Enter the Ultimate RPG Campfire card deck featuring 150 introspective questions designed to spark discussion, inspire discovery, and create connections between your characters and their world. Oh yeah. So it's all lies. You just basically, it's a way to flesh out characters. Okay. That actually makes more sense to me. So maybe the cards could have a dual purpose. I guess it could be an icebreaker, like in a party, like maybe a corporate shindig where you don't know anybody, but you're supposed to get along and form connections or something. I don't know. I've never really worked at a place like that. But okay, so to flesh out your own characters, I could see that being a little bit more useful, but probably not like after you've already started, right? I mean, once you start doing your campaign, it is what it is, right? I mean, like, I don't know, unless it's getting dull, unless you need something more. Yeah. Thanks for going on this journey with me, everyone. I have really nothing specifically Linux to talk about. I'll answer Linux questions if you want, but oh, that is true. It makes the whole "who you've shared a bed with" question less awkward. Okay, and so this my question now is for people who have played D&D. Is it like a? Do you think this would be like what is the thing? Improv, where like if somebody says something, you have to go with it. So like if somebody says, "Well, I mean, there was that time in Hoffenblick when Gilda the thief and I woke up in the same bed," and then Gilda the thief would have to go along, or is it not that? Is it not improv-y, or do you just make it up as you go? Because I that I could see that being fun. Yeah, I could see that being fun. Like maybe as you start a campaign, and you're all like gathered in the tavern or whatever you do, y'all could like talk about. You could go through some of the cards and draw it and like flesh out the background of the stories. Yeah, I like that. All right. Oh, a real Linux question. All right, Dwayne. Let's see. Pop it up on the screen so it doesn't disappear on us. Do you know anyone who is a contract Linux admin and gets semi-regular gigs? So like, okay, so like a contractor instead of somebody who is employed by a company like at will. Yes and no, which is not helpful. I guess I'll leave it up. I'll answer. So as far as a contractor goes, I mean, the person who replaced me when I worked at the school district was a contract person, but it was like the only position that he had. He wasn't like a part-time gig taking pardon me, system administrator. He was basically the technology director at the school district, but the school district could no longer afford to hire an employee and provide benefits. So they just made it a contract position, and they contracted the individual person as a full-time role. So, I mean, I've seen happen. And then, whether or not he got outside gigs, I don't know. I mean, that's his, but it was a full-time contract position. And I know that there are a couple companies in the town where I live and near where I live where there are people who work for that company. And then, for example, there are businesses downtown who hire this tech company to do all of their IT work. And that includes their system maintenance and administration. They like have, see, it's hard for me not to like just tell you the exact names of the companies and the clients, but, oh, I have one that I can. So the school where my wife used to work, they contracted with this company. This company, I don't know what the company's main like contract was with them, but they were available for tech support, but they also set up their servers, managed their servers. I think the school had a person like the secretary could change passwords for people maybe. But any real server work they did with the company. And so they hired individual techs to do the actual work. And so it was more like they were a middleman in that case. Individual like freelance contract workers as Linux system administrators, I don't personally know of any. And I think part of it's because a Linux system administrator is the kind of role where if there's a company who needs a Linux system administered, they're either going to have a full-time person or they're going to need somebody who can do more than that. So, they're going to need somebody who can fix printers and manage their servers. So I'm not sure, like, if a gig economy just as a Linux system administrator, because there's also the trust issue, right? I mean, let's see what. Oh, I thought I popped it up there. What's prompting is that I'm hitting 60 soon. I don't want to retire fully, but I don't have the ability to earn extra money, remote work type gigs to extra money. Yeah, I don't know of any. You'd probably be best served by finding one of those IT support companies. I mean, there's like 3 in my little town, so they have to be everywhere. And there's probably like bigger infrastructures of it where you could be, you could do freelance work for them, and then they would connect you with the customers. That'd probably be the easiest way to get, some occasional work. Like the one that is in my town is called, the one main one. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it. And I don't think it's a franchise. I think it's just a local thing, so it doesn't really matter. A Common Angle. Common Angle is the name of the company that does a lot of the work for the companies downtown. It's funny that you mentioned that, because one of the things I considered doing in my town is starting tech support, help business side of Nerdlings, where people could, have a trusted company and also help them set up. And then I could hire techs like you, for example, to actually do the work. Now, a lot of it would be on site though, because like I said, most places who are going to hire a contracted person are going to need a lot of other work as well. So specific to Linux administration, I'm not sure. Yeah, like samples and tests says here too, the Linux administrator is very niche. And if there is a place that needs a Linux administrator, they're going to either be big enough that they might hire a person, of their own, because there's, like I said, there's trust to go with that, or they're going to want to do a lot of other stuff too. So working for a company that does a lot of other stuff is probably the best way to go. Look for that. Ben, hey, Ben, a different Ben, not less or more, but just different Ben. Yes, I'm still like on chapter 3 or 4 editing. And it's because the next book that I'll be publishing is an anthology of articles that I did for Open Source Classroom in Linux Journal, because they only paid for first publishing rights. And so I have all the rights to do whatever I want with those articles. And I've formatted them into a book, but they're still formatted for magazine article and stuff, and so I have to get all them laid out and edited because they're not magazine articles anymore, and some of them are outdated. And I got rid of most of the ones that weren't relevant anymore. So yes, there is a book, and I think I showed Patreon supporters a picture of the cover. I don't know if I showed anybody else. Did I show anybody else the cover? Here, I'll pop up a picture. Let's see. There's that. Okay, come on. Nerdlings.net. I'm just going to look into the Patreon supporters. And Ben, I know that you are in the Patreon supporter group, so you've seen the cover, but not everybody has. So, yeah, here, bring that down. I might have shown this already. All right, can I go to the Wacom tablet? What do y'all see me? Oh, I'm on the wrong window. There we go. So yeah, this is the this will be the cover to the book. I already got the book cover done, and it is just a bunch of like I said, my articles. And I think it's going to be a good book, but it's just a lot to edit. And editing is not my favorite thing to do. It's not even my third favorite thing to do. So yeah, there's that. Caesar, hello from Twitch. I think Ben Finkel is also on Twitch. Dwayne, why not look in writing a book on IT stuff? Yeah, and I have. So the reason I'm doing this one first, this is open source classroom IT stuff. The reason I'm doing this first is because the bulk of it is written. So I just want to keep getting better at doing books. I'm not going to go through traditional publishing because I have friends who have not had good luck with traditional publishing being economically wise, and so I'm doing the self-publishing route, and I'm trying to do that. So anyway, oh, Boris, hello. Yes, the green hair's gone. There's somebody who usually doesn't realize it. It's only gone because my daughter gets married in October, and when I walk her down the aisle, the focus has to be on her and not on the crazy old man with green hair. So I'll probably get green hair again after the wedding. So yeah, look for green hair as the trees start to turn away from green here in the Northern Hemisphere. I will possibly go back to green. We'll see. Thank you. Thank you, Ben Klein. Yeah, it was an AI iterative thing, and there were a bunch of different options, and some of them had a bunch of penguins that looked like just demon spawn. Some of them were creepy, but it was fun. The wedding date is October 5th or 7th. October 7th, I think. Whichever day is a Saturday. It's either October 5th or 7th, whichever of those days is a Saturday. Oh, a half hour already. Dang. Northern Chimp. Hello. Yeah, we're already going. We played a weird role-playing game thing to start out with. So yeah, that's it. And yeah, Red Hat, I don't know, I'm confused. I think it was Scott that mentioned Red Hat. With the whole recent thing with Red Hat and CentOS and Rocky and Alma and now SUSE is forking Red Hat and keeping their own thing. What a mess with enterprise Linux right now. Yeah, probably some green hair. I might do highlights. I don't know. And I cut my hair recently, and the longest buzzer blade thing is only an inch, and I wish this was about this long, but it was all I had, so it is what it is. I'm old. I'm lucky to have any hair left at all. Yeah, green by Halloween. Yeah, well, I'm gonna see. And I don't know what my hair will look like, but there will be some color again. I miss having color. This is Good Fishy is my other daughter. Oh, and I think I can see my other daughter. I think she's probably watching the stream, and she's also on Twitch from the other room. So are you Little Fishy? Hi. It is the 7th. Okay, thank you. She is the maid of honor, so she should know. She would know. Do I work full-time, Sean Powers? Yes, I work full-time. How do I manage to find time to work, family, and do the internet things, books, videos, and the rest of the stuff that I do? Well, one of the things is that I do it all fairly poorly, as the video production calendar will show. It helps that my kids are all adults. I have just my youngest, who I was just talking to, lives in the house with us, but the other two don't live here anymore. Um, I have a granddaughter now, but she has parents. So I have some time. My wife now works full time. My wife didn't work full time before, but now she works full time, and that's how we actually have healthcare benefits. Um, and yeah, I don't know. I don't do a great job of it. So that, I guess that's the answer. I don't do good. I'm not really good at any of those things. My book should have been done months and months ago. The Linux Plus course should have been done last year, and it's not done yet. So yeah, just do my best. Just keep trying. Lizzie, or Good Fishy. I guess it's Lizzie. I compromised her privacy. Sorry. I do fine, but I could do better on most of the things. Yeah, I don't know, H. I'm just happy for you, man. I'm not bald, but I mean, you can see my scalp far too easily, and it is what it is. Thank you, Mason. I appreciate it. And I wasn't getting down on myself. I just, I would ideally like to have 2 training videos done a week, a live stream every Sunday, a handful of shorts that point to the longer courses. I would like to have a regular newsletter. I've been trying to get my newsletter to be more regular. I want a weekly newsletter. I want to blog more. I want to get books done. And everything, I just don't have time to do it all, and it all suffers. So I should probably just pick a couple and do that, but I'm not good at that either. So yeah, it is what it is. As far as anybody have any questions about like upcoming stuff? The only videos I've been doing have been Linux Plus. I used to take like breaks and do other stuff, but I feel like I'm producing so few videos that I should really get Linux Plus out the door. Yeah. And maybe summertime is just harder because more things are happening. So it's funny. That reminds me. The live stream next week I can't do on Sunday because I will be taking our exchange daughter's stuff down to her college dorm room. Do you think we should do the live stream on Saturday instead? Should we do a Saturday live stream next week instead of no live stream? What do you think? I was thinking about Saturday. My wife works on Saturday, so it's not like I'll be intruding on, time with her. So yeah, let me know what you think there. And then on the 20th of August, I'm going on a tiny little vacation with my wife, and I think I'm just going to cancel that one. We haven't been on vacation in years and years and years, since before COVID. And so we're just going to a tiny little island in the Upper Peninsula for 2 nights, staying in a cabin, and it's going to be really awesome. But anyway, I'll try to do Saturday. All right, I'll try to announce it lots of times between now and Saturday. We'll just do it Saturday. Should I do like a different time of day? Should I do it earlier? I know, especially for folks across the pond, this is pretty late. So maybe I'll do it earlier. Maybe I'll do it like a few hours earlier on Saturday, or is evening better? I don't know. Everything's going to be terrible for somebody and better for somebody else. But we'll do it. Gotta TARDIS. Prepare Sunday on Saturday. No. Oh, as far as like preparing to go down for Sunday's thing, no. She packed up all of her stuff. I just got to put it in my truck. So no, it's not. That shouldn't be a big thing. I'll probably pack it up on Saturday night. But I mean, she has it all packed in boxes and stuff. I just got to put it in the back of my truck. I ordered a tonneau cover for my truck because it's going to rain. And so I wanted to make sure I didn't get her stuff all wet. So yeah. Yeah, I will. That's a good call. Samples and tests. I will be sure to schedule it on during the week so that it's scheduled out on Saturday. And I'll announce it a couple times as well on social media and in the Discord and that sort of a thing. Yeah, it should be fun. Any other Linux questions? I feel bad I didn't really prepare much. Like for the past few weeks or months, like I've had lots prepared. No, but today I just I did not prepare much at all. I'm hoping that after the summer is over, maybe we can get back into a rhythm. It's been a busy summer though. Yeah, I know, 250 away. So, and I did post on social media too, based on like the current like subscription. I mean, if it sticks to how it's been, it'll be in about 2 weeks, which will be the one. It'll be like the last live stream before I take that that weekend with my wife, and so yeah, that'll be maybe not next week, but the week after. Maybe we will celebrate 10,000 here on the live stream. That'd be cool. It won't be this way by Saturday. It won't be 10,000 by Saturday. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think 250. It's funny because and no update on the subathon. No, part of it. I'll talk about that too in a second. The funny thing about YouTube subscriptions is, it's like a hockey stick. It's like so exponential. You look at like a larger channel and like 250 subs, they like get, every time they post a video. And it's just so funny to me how different things are. I'm not saying that to compare myself to other YouTubers. It's just so funny that like 250 subs will probably be about 2 weeks. And yeah, it's just funny how things work like that. The subathon, so Twitch is so bizarre because you can't stream on Twitch. Like if I were to start streaming on Twitch enough to get like a partner, associate, whatever it's called, so that I could do some of the things that a subathon would be like bits or whatever the Twitch nomenclature is. The problem is I couldn't also stream on YouTube at the same time, and I don't even know how to handle that sort of a thing. I mean, YouTube is where almost everything happens. I mean, I don't have training on Twitch or whatever, so I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that. So if anybody knows like how you can do a cross-platform subathon type thing, I'm all ears, but it just feels like it would cause my Twitch channel to get shut down because I was like simulcasting on YouTube and stuff. So it's weird. Yeah. Twitch and YouTube do hate each other. I know. And Twitch is now Amazon too, which is weird. But here's the thing about the reason that Twitch makes sense is if I were an affiliate, yeah, not a partner. Partner is like when you're like hardcore or whatever. So the Twitch affiliate, it's not too like the requirements aren't too bad. I think 50 followers or subscribers, not subscribers, that's like where they pay, but like 50 followers on the thing, and like you have to live stream for a certain amount of time so often every month. So I mean, I could reach that. The thing about it is though, if you are an Amazon Prime user, you can you have a free like Amazon Prime something that you can assign to somebody, and they'll get, then it's like a subscription, and you get, I mean, Twitch takes a huge percentage of it, which is funny because it's Amazon, so they're taking their own money back or whatever. But still, it's like if somebody is a Amazon Prime member, they could like subscribe and it wouldn't cost them anything extra. So I like that idea. I wouldn't feel as bad saying, hey, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, why don't you sign up for Twitch and like maybe subscribe? It won't cost you anything, and I'll get like, whatever it is. So I do want to do that, but I don't know. The subathon, it can't happen at the same time. What I did wonder, so this is, I guess we're just talking about the subathon now, but that's fine because I didn't have any other topics. What if they were two separate streams? Do you think it's like the same exact stream can't be on both? Like, it can't be on both platforms. What if I had two cameras and two different, aspect, like pointing? Could that work? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how strict they are. And I see people like Harris Heller saying like, oh, I'm going to stream on both of them just to, like thumb in the eye of Twitch or whatever. I'm like, I mean, that's great, but that, if they just close my account, what's the point? Shane, yeah, so I am doing it right now. The deal is you can't do it if you are an affiliate. Or there's some, like if you're an affiliate, I think that's the thing. When you're an affiliate, you can't simulcast, your stream on multiple platforms. I don't think YouTube cares. I don't think there's a rule about it on YouTube, but Twitch is like, no, it can only be here. And you can, yeah. So anyway, that's one of the catches with Subathon. I'm not sure how to make it work without getting like my Twitch account closed down. And if I put all that effort into it, I don't want to get it immediately closed down. That would suck beans. So anyway, Linux question. If I had to start over with my Linux career, what path would I take? I would learn more development stuff. First of all, my whole career, my biggest weakness has been, I am not a programmer. I've learned some by the skin of my teeth, or, hair in a frog's butt, whatever weird saying you want to use. I learned PHP enough that I've written some pretty elaborate and poorly coded PHP programs, and I can bash script fairly, well, to make some pretty complex bash scripts, but not having not having a programming background at all has been a hindrance. So I would, if I had to do it over, I would do that. Also because that would have given me an easier time learning DevOps stuff. The way I look at it now, when I look at DevOps tools like, not Ansible. Ansible is kind of like designed for sysadmins, I think, more so than programmers, but like Chef and Puppet, they tend to, they use code, and I have to think of them more as configuration files than as code, but they're actually code. I don't remember, is it Puppet that uses Ruby? Maybe they both use Ruby. I don't even remember, but yeah, programming is something that I would have done differently. Do I think it's a must? No. I think that if you don't have some basic programming skills, you're shooting yourself in the foot, and for me, I mean, it's this gray area. Like, I mean, I guess technically bash scripting is programming, but it's not terribly efficient, and it's not like the best way you can program. Just being able to think programmatically helps do a lot of things. And so that's where, I'm not saying you have to be a developer and then, branch into Linux administration. Just enough programming that you're comfortable making, automation and code do stuff, I guess would, if I had to change something, it would be that. Because it's more important now than it was then. Now DevOps stuff is programmatic, and that wasn't the case before. You just you did everything by the, pull up your bootstraps or whatever. But like I always say, you've probably all heard me say this, you should never automate something you couldn't do manually. So, while programmatically it's awesome to do stuff like automation orchestration, you should know what's happening behind the scenes. Even if you're talking about cloud platforms, a lot of the cloud platform stuff can be, it's abstracted out enough, but boy, not having an underlying concept of at least what's happening behind the scenes, even if you don't know the individual nuts and bolts that are going on, but understand, when you have a cloud service that you're using for, database, or you're storing something in a, an Amazon bucket or whatever you're doing, understand what's happening behind the scenes helps you troubleshoot when things ultimately go wrong. No, I'm not saying that bash isn't a good entry to programming. I'm saying that it's probably not enough, only because it's just so, it's like basic, right? I mean, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, bash scripting doesn't do a whole lot of, you don't usually import bash code. You can, you can import chunks of code, but the thing that I always struggled with was like using somebody else's libraries, and that sort of a thing. So understanding that enough is really, really beneficial. All right, Scott, see you later. Yeah, so I think bash is awesome. Bash is invaluable when you're a Linux administrator, but understanding how you can use like libraries and like Python libraries, Python is great. Understanding how loops and all that kind of thing works more so than just in a single bash script is good. Yeah, I don't know. And I'm not the ultimate source of knowledge there. It's just, if I were to do it over, I think that was Mason's question originally. If I were to do it over, I would have learned a little bit more about programming, because I always felt out of my depth talking about programming stuff. Yeah. I also had a pretty eclectic start. I administered Macs, and I administered some Windows, and for a few really scary months, I administered Novell. And all of those things helped me learn to troubleshoot stuff, but I never had a programmatic approach to things. Um, I think the best way to learn to program, though, is to have a problem that needs to be solved and then use code to solve it. That's how I learned PHP. I needed to solve a problem and it had to be web-based. And so I learned some really elaborate PHP stuff so that I could solve a problem. It's hard for me to learn something just for learning's sake. Yeah, Novell. I got rid of it really quickly, to be quite honest. They were only using it for file sharing in the central office of the school that I worked for. And I just set up a Linux and a Samba server and replaced it. I mean, our network would constantly get flooded with SAP packets. It was just the worst. Ugh. Yeah, Novell. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, I considered learning Novell. I bought a book and I read the book. I'm like, this doesn't provide us with anything, because they weren't using any of the, oh my goodness, what was it? It was like a tree. I remember there being like a tree, but they weren't using it for anything other than sharing files. And so it seemed silly for me to try to use them. I don't know who sold it to them, but whoever sold it to them, it was also like specialty hardware. I don't know. Did Novell have hardware of their own? I don't exactly remember, but it was like I think the hardware was branded Novell. I don't know if it was just, x86 hardware or what, but yeah, it was a weird and spendy solution to just share some files. But anyway, Steven, I've checked out the fish shell. I have not checked out fish shell. Part of it's because I'm old and I've been using Bash for so long. I just it's hard to do anything different. Even ZSH, like OS 10 really wants you to use ZSH as a shell, and I always go back to Bash because ZSH works for like 90% of the things that I want to script, but then like every once in a while it'll not properly escape a character or something. It's just weird. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Dwayne, Lantastic. Wow, that brings back some weird memories. I don't even remember exactly how Lantastic fit into the situation, but yeah. Samples and test set. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that was, I don't know if we ever really used it or if I just had Lantastic floppy disks around and I never learned to use it. Anywho, yeah. Yeah, Ruby. So that was the thing. Ruby was like, Ruby's kind of fallen out of fashion, but a lot of things are still written. Like the Mastodon client, the Mastodon server and client, it's all in Ruby. And I don't know Ruby enough I run my own Mastodon instance, but boy, it's just following the instructions. I would not begin to know how the infrastructure even works. So, yeah. Yeah. What else is going on in the Linux world? I don't have an answer about any Red Hat stuff, so try to get through Linux Plus. Yeah, I think Scott before he left mentioned, like one video a week is good. I know, but I wanted to do more than that. So we'll see if I can. I don't know, but I also want to do stuff, like I said, the newsletter. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, I'm not surprised because my newsletter comes out so rarely, and I have a difficult time knowing what to put in a newsletter versus putting, on a blog versus making a YouTube short. There's so many different media outlets now that I struggle to know what to put where. And I want to make a newsletter be useful because ultimately, it's not like I'm trying to trick anybody, right? The idea behind a newsletter is so that you have direct contact with people who would care about stuff that you do, right? You have their email address. So even if YouTube were to shut down, everybody on my email list or on my newsletter, I still have a way to contact them. But the trade that people are willing to give you their email address is that you provide value. And it's hard for me to figure out what would be valuable in a newsletter. And I've actually asked some of my other friends, creator friends and Linux journal friends, what makes for a good newsletter. And I haven't quite figured that out yet. So if I ever figure it out, I'll let y'all know. I'd love to have a weekly newsletter. That would be my goal. The consensus is definitely that corporate Linux is abysmal. Yeah, and I mean, yeah. And I've never known anybody who I know people do because they have options in their big company, like a Ubuntu corporately, because I know you can buy stuff from Canonical. I've never known anybody to do that. Red Hat is always what people use. I don't love Red Hat anyway. I've always preferred Debian-based distributions, but it's hard to know how to handle that whole corporate Linux situation now. Because I don't know if they have forked it or if they just talked about it, but like when SUSE forks Red Hat Enterprise Linux, is that going to be a new corporate thing? I don't even know. I mean, are they going to then keep two going? I don't even know. It's such a mess. Put pools for what to put in the newsletter. What do you mean? Oh, polls. Sorry. I was thinking about like the house that I wanted to get, my dream house from that card game earlier. Yeah, I could put polls to find out what sort of things people want. I still have to come up with even what to select from the polls. So yeah. Ubuntu has a pro version that gives user 5 pro licenses. And I know that they do offer that, and every time you install it, like what do they have, like land something, landmark or landscape or Ubuntu something, and they will provide support and stuff. I've always been the person who, if somebody wants enterprise Linux, they would pay me instead of paying Red Hat for support. And so like at the school, we used Red Hat Enterprise Linux, but we didn't. We used CentOS, and that's been a long time. That was when CentOS was like a byte for byte thing before CentOS Stream came about, because they invested the money in a local person, me, instead of the corporate licensing. So I don't know. Corporate Linux is just weird right now. I don't have a best answer for anybody what they should do. I know Red Hat still has such a huge market share, and probably no matter what they do, that's going to stay consistent because of momentum, but we'll see what happens. I mean, SUSE's big, not as big here in the US, but I mean, they're a big company. Steven, I'm no longer on Ubuntu, though. I'm on Fedora. Now I love the new GNOME desktop. Is it significantly different? I have had a hard time with GNOME ever since GNOME 2. That's why I use Ubuntu Mate. I really like the GNOME 2 interface. GNOME 3 was just always weird. Is it different enough? Is it different now? Has something changed, or is it still pretty much the same? I haven't tried Fedora in a while. Whenever I try Fedora, it's so much learning that it's frustrating. I have to go, oh, that's okay, Mason. Yeah, we're going to go here in just a couple of minutes anyway. Saturday next week. Yes, have a great week. Thanks again for tuning in. Mason, we'll see you next time. Yeah, and I don't think there are, is there a license for SUSE? Back in the day, like probably 5-10 years ago, you could get a 3-way license. You could get Linux Plus, LPIC 1, and a SUSE certification by taking the same exact exams. You just had to pay for each, you had to pay each company, and you could take the exam. If you paid in the right order, you could take the exams, because LPIC, there was always 2 exams, the first and the second, and you would get those 3 certifications just from completing those 2 exams. But then I think SUSE dropped out, and then CompTIA, started doing their own single exam Linux Plus course. But for a while, you could get all these certs from taking the single exam. It was wacky. But now I know Red Hat has their own stuff, and I think that Red Hat really wants you to take their own training. I made the course for CBT Nuggets, but we couldn't call it Red Hat. So they do publish their objectives, but they really, really encourage you to take their courses. And I have never taken their courses, so I don't know what that's like. But a number of changes since GNOME 40. Okay. 40 or 4.0, or are we still? I don't even know if they stop numbering it like GNOME 2, GNOME 3. I might have to install Fedora just to get a feel for it, just to see what it's like. Just even a VM. Because I haven't used one of them in a long time. I mean, because even Ubuntu now uses GNOME as their main interface. You know, they had Unity for a while, which was a little odd, but worked fine. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll check out the new Fedora. Lewis, I don't think Lewis is here today. He's a big Fedora fan. He uses Fedora locally and then RHEL at work. But anyway, any last questions? I mean, I guess we're wrapping up here. Played a little game, had a little fun. If I come up with my book editing stuff quicker, hopefully I can get a book out. That'd be fun. If I can figure out how to do both streaming, like I know Shane said that like there's a streamer that does both. I just don't know. I should research more, I guess. 4.0. Okay, so 4.0. Cool. Yeah, I mean that's a drastic change, so I'll have to check that out. But yeah, if anybody knows how you like multi-streaming and all the nuances there, I do want to do a subathon, even if it's just for fun. Where I stream for a long time. My wife works 10 hours a day, so I could, I don't know, do like 48 hours of streaming. Maybe have somebody on the stream at some point just so I could get some sleep and stuff. But anyway, I guess we'll close up. And so my book is not available yet, Martin. I mean, well, it depends. I mean, I have a book of comics you could buy. It's the book of My Big Round World is available. Here, let's see if I think this works. Snarko book 1. I think that'll take you to my whatchamacallit page. But yeah, my book is not out yet. My Linux book is not out yet. If I can ever get the thing edited, it'll be out soon. Oh, 40. Okay, I'm still going to check it out on Fedora. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in to just this Sunday live stream. I appreciate it. We've been going for an hour now, so have a great Sunday. I'll see you next Saturday, and I'll make sure to post over and over so we don't all forget, including myself. And yeah, have a great week. And I will see everybody on the internet. Hopefully I can get 2 videos done this week, but I'm going to be okay if it's just one. I'll talk to you later.